On average, every 25 seconds, a life is taken in the form of an abortion. Yes, you heard me right. That's 1.3 million abortions per year. I want to talk to you today about the benefits of choosing life. I have spent years researching this topic and taking action to support life. I first took an interest in this issue when I was in kindergarten, and I went with my mom to the pro-life rally in Topeka. There were booths set up, and I got to see how a baby progresses in the form of a fetus and how it turns into a human life. It is a human life at conception. Scientists agree on this. I just got to see the stages of progression and how it grows. It's important to know where you stand. And so I want to educate you so that if you're ever faced with the question, should I get an abortion or do I support abortion, you can make an informed decision. I want to inform you of the problem, the cause of the problem, the facts, and the actions you can take to be part of the solution. The problem is that abortion exists and that it kills so many babies. The cause of this is often unintended pregnancies, and there are several reasons that people decide to get abortions because of that. I have several statistics. There are various physical and psychological health issues that come from having an abortion. And the actions you can take to support people who choose life and to show your support for life, there's lots of things you can do for that also. I'm just going to give you a few examples of that. Okay, let's look at the facts. My first main point is about the problem of abortion. The truth is, abortions happen every year, and that is a problem. On average, each year, 1.3 million abortions are performed. That's over 3,300 per day, which is 140 per hour, which means 2 or 3 every minute. That doesn't disclude nights and weekends. That's around the clock. 2 to 3 babies die every minute. 2 to 3 human lives are taken. My second main point addresses the cause of abortions. Abortions happen as a result, an answer to unintended pregnancies. A girl may decide to have an abortion for any of these reasons. She may feel unready for the child, maturity levels, etc. Just not ready to give her life away to the baby, not ready to be a parent. She may be unable to afford the baby. They're expensive. You have to feed them, clothe them. There's hospital bills, all that good kind of stuff to take into consideration. She may feel it will interfere with her life plans if she's planning on going to college. You can't really do that with a baby. Or her parents may encourage it, or the father may. Sometimes her mother's health is taken into consideration. Girls who have like blood problems or various deficiencies, it's harder for them to sustain themselves plus another life. Or girls who don't weigh a lot, it's hard for them to carry all that extra weight for that long. Or the baby may have health problems. They may find out that the baby is, going to have Down syndrome, and that's one more thing that makes having a child hard. And so it may be just another reason that someone would decide not to go through with it at birth. The other thing is rape. Often girls who are raped feel like the baby would just remind them of that, and it would be they'd have to live with that the rest of their lives. And so they choose to have an abortion because they just don't want that reminder living with them. Abortions are also sort of encouraged by the government. It's a very profitable procedure, and so it provides a lot of jobs. The government gets a lot of money for that. There's a lot that goes on in the courts that have to do with that, and so the government, again, gets money from that. Also, research, 21st Century Science Tech magazine actually discredits what the government says. The fetuses that come from abortions are often used for stem cell research. The umbilical cords are often used, but little known to most people, umbilical cords from birth are actually just as beneficial. The 21st Century Science Tech magazine says that adult stem cells are actually more beneficial in finding cures for diseases, and so that kind of doesn't, it discredits what the government says, that fetuses are more important. My third main point will enable you to make an informed decision. Here are the facts. People who have abortions often have a greater chance of placenta previa, which means that after an abortion, the next birth that the girl has, the placenta will come out first, and that often hurts her and the baby, causes a lot of bleeding, makes it so the baby can't get out as easily or as quickly, and just causes a lot of problems. Future births, abortions actually damage the uterus wall, and so future births, the babies won't be as healthy because they just can't get the nourishment because the uterus wall isn't as strong. Subfertility, only about 2 out of 5 cases prove that the mother will make it harder for her to get pregnant. Having an abortion will make it harder for her to get pregnant, but it is still out there. And then psychological problems. There are endless cases of depression, of suicide, regret, low self-esteem, substance abuse, and self-harm. Endless cases. I can't just explain to you right now all of the problems that go into that. I'm going to tell you a story a little bit later that will hopefully give you some idea of that. But it is definitely a big problem. You can argue that those are environmental factors, that the type of people who get abortions are going to have those problems anyways, but the studies look at both sides, and abortions do actually increase the chances for that. There are things that people who are pro-life try to say abortions cause that don't actually exist. Among those are increased chance of miscarriage, ectopic pregnancy, subfertility, which again it is out there, but it's a very low rate. People kind of try to give that more of a value than it has. And breast cancer. The National Cancer Institute actually has a very clear article on their website that says that having an abortion does not increase the risk of breast cancer. This is my friend Erica. This is a story I was telling you about. When she was 15 years old, she found out she was pregnant, and she had a choir concert that night, told her parents before she went to the concert. When she came home, her bags were packed, her sister was there, and her parents said, "You're going to stay with her for the weekend." She lives in Kansas City near an abortion clinic. As a law, when she was at the clinic, they have to give them counseling. She said the counseling was 3 questions. Do you know what's happening? Do you know what the result is going to be, and are you okay with it? They gave her about 30 seconds to answer each question. That is not, to me, and I hope you will agree, I think you will, that's not enough time or insight to be able to make a good decision that, it's a life or death decision for the baby, and she had to make that in all of 5 minutes. The only chance she really got because her parents had already put her in the situation. They gave her a large amount of painkiller in the waiting room so that she wouldn't be able to feel it or know what was going on, really. She went in a huge open white room. The abortion equipment just sounded like a shop vac. 10 minutes It was all over. She wasn't allowed to see the sonogram or anything. She said she went home and she was numb. She was a sophomore that year. The next year, she quit everything but cheerleading. She was a part of the dance team. She was a part of music groups. She was a part of student council. Several things she was involved in school, and she just was numb. She couldn't feel any of those things. Her passion had been lost for those just through the experience of the abortion. So she quit everything but dance, gym, and choir. She said the rest of high school was just kind of like a daze. She just went through it and didn't really remember a whole lot because she was just numb from realizing what had happened with the abortion. My fourth main point provides you with options to make a difference. If you are faced with this decision, I hope you will consider adoption or crisis pregnancy centers. There are people who wait years on waiting lists for adoptions. Crisis pregnancy centers they provide child care, they provide financial help, as well as resources like diapers and baby food and clothes. It's really a great resource. There's no reason, they give you basically very low reason to have an abortion. They help you with a lot. If you want to support people who do choose life, you can volunteer at those pregnancy centers. As they provide child care, they need a lot of assistance. It's a great way to show your support for those girls. If you feel strongly about it, you can participate in political campaigns or write letters to the government. It is a very hot topic, especially in Kansas right now, that the government looks at, and there are people that are very active in trying to get those laws changed to protect the unborn babies. Whatever you do, don't do nothing. Abortion exists, and the issue is real. If you don't know where you stand on this issue, I hope you will take the information I've given you wisely and make decisions. If you agree, I hope you will take action. If you're pro-life, I hope you will use this information to help others, and I hope you will take action. If you're pro-choice, I hope that I've challenged your thinking, at least. Let's recap. Abortion is prominent in the U.S. It kills 1.3 million babies every year. Abortions are done because a mother believes it is a better option than birth. There are many dangers in having an abortion, including detriments to the health of future pregnancies. There are many things you can do to support life and support the people who choose life. I want to leave you with this thought. Abortion demeans the value of a human life. Abortion is legal, so is slavery.